The Postal Service, messenger of sympathy and love, servant of parted friends, consoler of the lonely, bond of the scattered family, enlarger of the common life, carrier of news and knowledge, instant of trade and industry, promoter of mutual acquaintance, of peace and goodwill, service. A service that touches every American. A service which requires a well-trained legion of civil servants to maintain the nation's foremost link of communication. A vital service in which you will play an important role. An endless flow of mail moves across our nation every hour of every day. In thousands upon thousands of locations, mail is received, processed, and delivered by more than 600,000 men and women of every race, color, and creed. Americans who work in a wide variety of jobs. Jobs vital to the efficient operation of moving the mail. At one time, each of them, like you, was a new employee. Unfamiliar with the background and working operations of the largest civilian agency in the federal government. Each day, our 150,000 letter carriers travel 7 times the distance covered by astronaut John Glenn in his 3 orbits around the Earth. Postal employees operate approximately 100,000 government-owned or hired vehicles.
There you are, sir.
Each year, window clerks sell over 23 billion stamps.
Can I have 3 wines, please?
And handle more than 900 million special service transactions. Their colleagues working behind the scene are deluged with about 80 billion items of mail. Nearly 1/2 of the world's mail volume. And it's increasing by 3 billion items of mail a year. Mountains of mail and parcels must be sorted, distributed, and delivered promptly, accurately, economically. Here is where it all starts, at a mail deposit point. This mail is brought to the post office along with other mail collected throughout the area. It is then moved to the workroom floor by mail handlers for processing as outgoing mail. Mail handlers also make the first rough separation, known as culling. Here, airmail and special delivery are separated. Large, bulky envelopes and small parcels, keys, and film cans are also removed for separate handling. Mail handlers then face and cancel the mail. Facing is a process by which letters are oriented so that all stamps are in the same position, ready for cancellation. In many offices, both the facing and canceling operation are performed mechanically. It merely requires mail to be batched before its insertion into the machine. This not only speeds the facing and canceling operation, it is less fatiguing to the employees. Once canceled, mail goes to distribution clerks who sort by destination. Mail remains in compartments until it is time to be pulled and tied into separate bundles. It is then sorted into pouches and dispatched to meet transportation schedules which carry mail to its destination as quickly as possible. Motor vehicle operators then move processed mail to transportation terminals and pick up incoming mail. Once mail is at the terminal, transfer clerks are responsible for its dispatch on time and at lowest possible cost. When mail reaches its destination, it becomes known as incoming mail and receives further sorting to stations within the city, then to individual carrier routes. The letter carrier is responsible for actual delivery. Before starting out, the carrier often spends 3 hours arranging mail in proper order, the order in which it will be delivered. His case contains names of streets, house and building numbers, relay points, and notation of special orders. When mail has been arranged, it is assembled into bundles and numbered in the order of delivery. The carrier's mail is generally too heavy to be carried at one time. When mail exceeds 35 pounds for one trip, he makes up larger bundles of mail called relays. They are transported by other carriers in trucks and placed in relay boxes at intervals along the route. By the time he reaches the first such box, his satchel is empty or nearly so. He refills it with bundles from the relay box. In heavily congested areas, the carrier delivers mail on foot. However, in many cases, such as outlying residential areas, he is equipped with a vehicle which allows him to carry all the mail for his entire route. Carriers collect charges on postage due and COD mail and obtain receipts for registered, certified, and certain insured mail. They also pick up letters customers drop into mailboxes. There is a separate group of carriers called special delivery messengers. Usually in a vehicle, the special delivery messenger delivers both letter mail and parcels at the same time. He obtains signatures when required and collects on CODs. If no one is at home, he determines whether to leave the mail or return it to the post office. In either case, a notice is attached to the doorknob notifying the customer of the disposition of his special delivery mail. Mail addressed outside areas served by city carriers is usually delivered by rural letter carriers. The post office employs over 30,000 rural letter carriers. They serve approximately 10 million families. The rural carrier makes his deliveries by automobile. In the process, he sells stamps and money orders and provides many of the same services as window clerks in post office lobbies. Many additional employees contribute greatly to the overall operation of the service. Some 3,500 automotive mechanics, body and fender repairmen, and parts clerks keep government-owned vehicles operable. Thousands more are employed as janitors, maintenance personnel, laborers, building guards, and elevator operators. Some service the mechanical mail processing equipment. Others repair or construct mail sacks, locks, and mailboxes. Accountants, secretaries, typists, and office clerks are needed to keep the offices running smoothly. They aid postmasters and supervisory personnel with administrative duties. Postal inspectors are employed to detect, investigate, and prevent violations of postal laws and regulations, thus guaranteeing the sanctity of the mails. They also examine postal operations and suggest improvements to speed service. To accommodate the 12 million and more stamp collectors in the nation, a special division is set up to sell current and commemorative stamps by mail order or at counters. What you have seen in this film generally outlines the principles of postal operations across the country. The Post Office Department is a gigantic organization. For it to operate efficiently, the needs of each specific postal installation and the personnel working there must always be taken into consideration. In larger offices, proven mechanized equipment is utilized, wherever practical, to help you process the mail. In a number of post offices, mechanical conveyor systems are used to reduce manual movement of mail between work areas. With electronic sorting machines, a distribution clerk codes an address and the letter is mechanically sent to the proper compartment. The same is true of the parcel sorter. A competent workforce, however, needs more than machines to help them meet the expected 4% annual increase in mail volume. New programs and procedures have been introduced on both national and local levels in the never-ending attempt to help postal employees keep pace with this increase. One of the most important is zip code, a 5-number national coding plan which identifies each postal delivery unit and links that unit with a major post office through which mail is routed for delivery. The mail service began in 1961. Mail Users Councils, consisting of some 20,000 top mailers in more than 300 communities, meet with the local postmaster and discuss ways of improving the mail service to the community. These are but a few of the programs now in progress. There will be more, because planning and studying new systems and procedures for improved mail service is a continuing process.